talking to you about my journey at Harper Junior High School. So I was born in my home country, Iran, on August 30th, 1999, and I immigrated to the U.S. when I was just 7 years old. Coming to the U.S. was one of the biggest decisions in my life because I had to let go of everything that I had back in my home country and just completely start a new life, learn a new language, and just be a part of a new culture. So as you can see right here, I'm an only child and I live with my parents. My idols are Steve Jobs, Leonardo da Vinci, and Albert Einstein. And I look up to these people because they changed the world and I want to change the world one day. And my hobbies are tennis, violin, piano, and dreaming and thinking. So my favorite quote is by Steve Jobs, and it reads, "The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do." I really like this quote because these people who have changed the world have inspired me that everything around me was made by people who are no smarter than me and that I could change it, I can influence it, and I could make it better. So what have I done at Harper? Well, 7th grade was probably the worst year at Harper for me because during the transition, I didn't really care about it. It was very casual, you know. I would usually procrastinate, I would get in trouble, and I just didn't really care. But another big part of it was because I basically lost most of my friends from elementary school because I had different priorities and goals than them. Fortunately though, throughout the end of the year, I was able to make some new friends and I cared more about school and ended the year with a smile on my face. In 8th grade, everything was a lot better. Those friendships that I had made matured and I was doing very well at school. One of the highlights of that year was meeting one of my favorite teachers, Mr. McKim, because he inspired me to go for a career in science, and I really liked this class. 9th grade was the best year by far because I was doing really well at school, and I had a lot of friends which I felt really close to. And to basically talk about all those 3 years, I'm just going to go to talk about them more specifically. So throughout my Harper career, I was able to maintain a 4.0 GPA. I did many unforgettable projects, and I would like to show you the first one. This one was called the Living History Project, and you basically had to choose someone who was very influential, and I chose Albert Einstein because I wanted to see how events that occurred in his life influenced him to be the kind of person that we remember as. The second project that I did was the Countries in Crisis Project in World Geography. And I really liked that project because you got to choose a country, identify 3 of its problems, and try to solve them. I chose Haiti because I wanted to see how the country was doing after the devastating earthquake in 2010. To my surprise, Haiti was still a third world country. They hadn't really improved and no one really cared about them. But that encouraged me to try to come up with solutions, first world solutions, so that the country can be just like any other Western country and be successful. This all paid off, and my teacher, Mr. Taylor, gave me a certificate for one of the best presentations in my whole grade. The last project that I want to talk to you about is the mythology portfolio. I really put a lot of work into this project, and it literally took me the first semester of my whole English class to do. But my favorite part about the project was when we became a god and marketed and sold a product to the general public. And I was Apollo, the god of archery, music, and light, and I chose to do a solar car. But I didn't just try to do another solar car. I tried to be very innovative with it, and I was one of the 2 people in my class to actually get 100 on the whole thing. One thing that I really found out by myself in 8th and 9th grade was my love for science and math. I really like these subjects because they are the subjects that you use to describe the world. I also was able to identify my strengths and weaknesses, and I believe most of my weaknesses are in English because English is my second language, and most of my strengths are in public speaking and science. Overall, the things that have helped me maintain my 4.0 GPA was becoming more organized, and I really like that. So here are some of the extracurricular activities that I have been. This year I played tennis for the DHS JV team. As I said before, I play the violin, but this year I started playing Persian violin, which might kind of seem weird, but my parents wanted me to play the music of my heritage and just broaden my horizons. And Persian violin is actually a lot harder than classical music, because in classical music there are half steps and whole steps, but in that kind of music there are quarter steps, and they're not defined. You have to like feel them, and like that was kind of hard for me. I was also involved in many clubs such as Mathletes and National Junior Honor Society. I volunteered for the Yolo County Library, which was actually really fun because I got to encourage little kids to explore reading and literature. I also volunteered for the UC Davis Iranian Alumni Association, especially during the Persian New Year. So how has Harper changed me? Well, I think that Harper has made me more academically ready for high school. It has also made me think more creative and differently than my peers because I'm a different person than them. And it has also taught me the basic social skills that I need. And overall, it has just made me a more mature person. My favorite moments at Harper were meeting the new awesome teachers like Miss Fung and meeting new friends like everyone who you see right here. And one thing that I really liked was being involved in the community because I really like giving back and helping out people. And my most favorite part of the academic career was the projects that we did. So now you know a little bit something about me, but where am I going to go in the future? Well, to answer that question, we first have to look at where I am right now. Next year, I will cross a bridge and go to high school. And for high school, I have a goal to have a GPA of 4.5 or higher, and also ace the new SAT, which is going to be 1,600 points. I also want to be really involved in my high school by joining the clubs or even making one of my own. The next step for me will be to go to college, and I preferably want to go to Stanford because I really like their biology program, and I want to major in biochemistry. After biochemistry, I want to take the MCATs and go to medical school. And after medical school, I want to specialize in neurology, or specifically neurosurgery, because I believe that there are many discoveries to be made in the brain, and I want to be one of the people who makes one of those discoveries and ultimately changes the world through the brain. So that's where I'm going, and Harper has definitely shaped me to the person that I am and made me think about getting these careers and becoming a doctor and helping out people. I hope that I can be a good example to the 7th graders and 8th graders, and that they can follow in my footsteps and change the world just like I hope to do one day. Thank you for listening.
Kasra, that was a pretty impressive PowerPoint and presentation right there.
Thanks.
That was really nice. Do we have any questions from the panel?
I wish you could play some Persian violin for us.
Yeah, I wanted to, but like my presentation was pretty long.
It was very good. Did you face any challenges while you were making your presentation, or was it very easy for you to like
Just overall, for some reason, presenting like comes really easy to me, and like I guess like I don't want to brag, but I think I have like good style, and like I know how to like put stuff where it like needs to be so that it looks good.
Yeah. It's not bragging. Come on. Good. Any other questions there? All right. Well, great job, Kasra. That was awesome.